My name is Seven Scales, a former mariner and an IT graduate. Someone who stood up against what I believe is a coordinated effort to suppress and silence me. On May 8, 2025, during a Coast Guard required fire refresher course at Delgado College, something happened. This video is my testimony, backed by facts, recordings, and documents. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here for justice. After working offshore for nearly 10 years, eventually as an helmsman, I stepped back to earn an associate's degree in IT with certifications in A Plus and Network Plus. I was ready to merge tech with maritime work. The Coast Guard told me I needed to complete a basic training revalidation course. I chose Delgado Community College. I had taken classes there before, but this time, something was off. During the engine room fire stimulation, an instructor I didn't know, who came in late, allegedly grabbed me roughly and yelled, "Come this way, Mother F." I followed his orders, set the nozzle correctly, and called to my team for more hose. But instead of instructions, I got humiliation. He kept yelling, "What the F is wrong with you, Mother F," and yanking my gear. There was no teaching moment, no correction, just aggression. I believe this wasn't about safety, it was about targeting. Later that day, during water survival, the same man shouted across the room, "Slim, I want to apologize for putting my hands on you." He didn't use my real name. He never asked if I was okay. I nodded, but inside I knew this wasn't an apology. This was a setup. I wrote a formal statement and called Delgado on May 12th. When I asked for the instructor's name, the administrator I spoke with, Corey, offered a name. I want you to hear it for yourself.
Good afternoon, Delgado Maritime Center. This is Carter speaking. How can I assist you?
Hey, Mr. Corey, sorry for hanging up on you a minute ago. I apologize for that. Uh,
No, it's okay. How can I help
my name is Freddie. Look, if I need help, I'm trying to write do a response to a letter, but I need to know the name of someone. I had the firefighting class and the swimming class, which was just a rehearsal, the STCW rehearsal. I need the
you?
instructor's name, not Ricky. It was the other guy. Not the older white guy, gentleman at the swimming class, but there was another like Dominican like type dude, melanated guy, short, stocky.
Um, let again. What class was this for again?
The STCW refresher.
Okay, and what dates?
That I just took that class on the 8th.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Hold on one second. I can give you their name.
I appreciate you.
And you said it was on the 8th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just going through all the classes to find the instructor.
No, take your time, and I appreciate you, dude. Take your time.
Okay, so you said it wasn't Ricky Fletcher?
It wasn't Ricky. It was the other guy.
Okay. Lloyd Della House?
It was
We got
Lloyd.
Jared. There's Jared Lewis or Chris Wren. They also no, not Chris Wren. Jared Lewis also taught the class that day.
Jerry. Okay, yeah, that was Jerry. I think he was the taller gentleman, right? He's kind of
Yes.
taller.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the other guy was short, kind of like almost like Ricky height, maybe a little
Yep.
taller. Yeah, and he was the
That's correct.
instructor for the swimming as well. And
Yes.
what's his name?
Chris Rin.
Yeah, that's right. It was Chris. And spell his last name?
It's W as in whiskey, R as in Romeo, E as in echo, N as in November.
Oh, Ren. All right, thank you. So basically, that's all I need. I'm fixing just respond to a letter, to an email, and I just needed to know his name. So, but thank you so much. I appreciate you for helping me.
No problem. If you guys need anything else, just reach out.
I sure will. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
I submitted my complaint, and a meeting was scheduled with Dr. Teresa DeGrue for May 27. But before that meeting, I visited Delgado Campus Police. While I was sitting there with others, one of the officers said, and I quote, "Don't muddy the waters." He also said I should give Teresa a chance before filing anything else. In my opinion, that was a coded threat and the first sign that they were trying to contain the truth. After speaking with campus police, I was brought into an office with Assistant Administrator Regina Redasto and Officer Kelvin Thompson. I told her clearly I had been assaulted by an instructor, but instead of listening, she immediately challenged my memory. "You said the guy was white, didn't you?" I told her, "Ma'am, I have recordings and transcripts. That's not what I said." Officer Thomas stood right next to me. He said nothing. He didn't ask to hear the audio. He didn't offer to investigate. In my opinion, the goal was simple: to discredit me before I could even be heard. Now, I want you to listen to what actually happened in that room. Okay. Hello, ma'am.
Stuart.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat. I'm Regina.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a
Okay.
seat.
All right.
Mhm.
He just a meeting here.
Well, so it sounds like you wanted to talk to somebody in charge. I'm the assistant director.
Okay.
My supervisor's on the phone.
Okay.
But I can tell you that I do know so far about the incident, and again, so hearsay because I wasn't present and I haven't put eyes on any paperwork. We do know that you filed a complaint with the college and you've been through the Title IX coordinator.
Okay.
They did an investigation. I'm pretty sure she's been back in touch with you.
No, she has not.
Not yet? Okay. I don't know what the official findings were. I do know she came over here. She interviewed everybody that was allegedly involved.
Okay.
But I can tell you what we feel like the findings may come out to be is that because you were doing a live fire in-class exercise.
You're going to make it seem like that the instructor was just doing his job. You don't talk to people that way, and you don't grab people. This man is here. Let me ask you this. I was assaulted. I told you in front of this cop, what's his name? Then I called the school, and I have recordings of that, stating that I gave a detailed description of the instructor. You guys came back and gave me.
You also said he was white.
No, I did not say he was white. I have a transcript and a phone recording. I did not say he was white. I said that he was melanated. He was melanated. I have the transcript. So you can say I said one thing. I have a phone recording that I can play.
I'm not saying that.
No, and I'm not even going to go back and forth with you because honestly, I don't want to waste his time because he has much more to do. I just want the actual real name of the instructor so I can file my actual lawsuit. Seriously.
Well, I'm not going to provide that information. So what I suggest that you do is get back in touch with Dr. DeGrue, who did the investigation.
Since I was assaulted, I'm asking you. I'm not being ugly, sir. I'm just asking you. Since I was assaulted here.
So this is the thing. Without the instructor who was involved available for me to talk to him, and I was advised, and I was advised this was during a live fire exercise drill. I can't jump to a conclusion and say you were assaulted if somebody was removing you from an unsafe space. Now, as far as what that person said to you.
Okay. So that's basically what you were going to say, that he was doing his job?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured you was going to do that. Okay. Yeah. White supremacy rules. Take care.
Hey, my man, don't take that.
White supremacy. April, it was a pleasure.
All right, have a good one.
Take care.
All right.
All right. So basically, I'm done with you, officer. I'm going back in and talk to her. It's some fucking undermine. Days later, I obtained a copy of Officer Kelvin Thompson's police report. In that report, he falsely wrote that I fled the scene, as if I was trying to avoid him, as if I had something to hide. But I want you to listen closely, because I have audio that proves otherwise. As you'll hear in the next clip, I calmly asked him, "Officer, are you done with me?" He didn't respond. He didn't tell me to stay. He didn't say, "Wait in the lobby." Instead, I watched him turn and go back inside to speak with Regina Radasta. As I turned to leave, I even said out loud, "Oh, he's going back in there to talk to her." He had my phone number. He had every opportunity to follow up with me, instruct me to remain on site, or request a second meeting, either through dispatch or directly. Miss April, it was a pleasure.
All right, have a good one.
Take care.
All right.
All right. So basically, I'm done with you, officer. I'm going back in and talk to her. It's some fucking undermine. None of that happened. This isn't just about Delgado. It's a pattern, a long disturbing pattern. At Walmart distribution, a supervisor, a woman, brought me into her office to get me back into the system. While I was sitting there, doing that process, she placed her hand between my legs. I reported it. I was terminated. I filed a claim with the EEOC. The investigator told me, quote, "I believe you, but Walmart is big. They've got lawyers. They're saying you were fired for missing too many days. But you had sick time, and they paid you for it." He told me, "Something's definitely wrong, but there just isn't enough to move this forward." At DHL, I was shadowed during my breaks, especially near restrooms, and watched every time I purchased something from the kiosk. At North Shore Technical College in Hammond, I was monitored on campus around the clock. At Southern Glazer, employees would walk past my car to look inside. And again, during breaks, I was monitored while using the kiosk. I don't believe this is random. I believe I've been targeted repeatedly across jobs, schools, and institutions. This isn't coincidence. It's systematic. Let's talk about the situation with AT&T. I have a voice recording of an AT&T technician stating that someone from AT&T entered my locked yard without my permission. That's not speculation. That's documented. Take a listen to the technician's own words. I wanted to get a dog, and I knew I had to close all this off. I had been telling my friends for a long time that this hole was here.
2024.
What's that?
This line could have possibly been brought in 2024.
Just last year.
Correct.
So yeah, nobody never talked to me about this. So people have been on my property without even consenting or even talking to me about that. This still is considered my yard. And if I had a dog, that could have been something, or even if somebody could have gotten hurt over here, regardless if AT&T is covering.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah,
but
I understand what you're saying.
Now I got high EMFs. I don't know. I just sent over an email. I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. So,
but here's what matters most. The electrical disruption, EMF surge, and physical effect I've been experiencing inside my home started before that visit. That's the reason I contacted AT&T in the first place. I knew something was wrong. When I began my own investigation, I contacted Energy, and a representative came to my home. That technician confirmed that Energy did not dig in the area where the disturbance occurred, and made it clear they would never enter a customer's yard without the homeowner being present. In fact, it was AT&T technician himself who pointed out what I had not yet noticed, an exposed wire coming from the ground. I also contacted Charter, who confirmed their policy. We would never access a customer's yard without consent. And what AT&T did, that's a big no-no. But AT&T, to this day, has offered no explanation, no answer for why they entered my yard, no explanation for what was installed, and no effort to remove or even address the exposed wire. This is how people's homes are compromised and how companies avoid accountability until someone forces the truth into the light. The very next day, after I reported the assault at Delgado, on June 10, 2025, I was hit by a car on Interstate 10. This was not the first time. In fact, it was the 8th suspicious vehicle incident I've experienced in the last 5 years. The driver who hit me had no license plate. Within minutes, multiple bystanders appeared, some with tools in hand. One of them tied down the hood of the vehicle. Another put money into an air machine so the driver could inflate a flat tire. Soon after, the driver's girlfriend showed up, and she had no license plate on her car either. I believe they were assisted in fleeing the scene, and I believe this was orchestrated. You can't separate this from what happened at Delgado, or from the role of NOPD, or from the silence of AT&T. These are not disconnected events. They form a pattern, a wall of silence and avoidance, designed to discourage me, silence me, and isolate me. But I'm still here. I'm still speaking. I have documented evidence that support my belief that my Ring security system was accessed and manipulated without my consent. This interference includes alerts that failed to trigger, alerted settings, and unauthorized or ghost login. I also have proof suggesting that Ring and Amazon allegedly may have allowed law enforcement to access or utilize my system in ways that contributed to targeted surveillance against me without my knowledge or consent. This claim is not speculative. It's supported by recorded conversations and preserved system logs. I've even documented an incident where, after searching for a thermal camera on Amazon to scan my home for hidden devices, the moment I clicked devices, every option suddenly became unavailable. That wasn't random. That was visible, trackable, and chilling. Technology is man-made, and arrogance always leaves trails. That's why I document everything. I started filing complaints. I wrote letters. I logged names, dates, screenshots, audio. I filed a protection order. I filed a civil suit. And now I'm telling my story publicly. Not out of revenge, but out of principle. If you've been targeted, record everything. Don't wait for someone to believe you. Show them you're not alone. Let's be clear. What the instructor did to me was real. It was dangerous. I could have been seriously injured or killed. So yes, this includes him. But it doesn't end with him. This is about systems. Systems of power and protection. Schools, police, telecoms, administrator, working together, not to serve, but to silence. And we have to call it what it is, a form of modern white supremacy, where the institutions themselves become tools of suppression. They gaslight you, they stall you, they distort the records. But I documented everything. I kept receipts, and I'm still here. This isn't just my story. It's a blueprint of how systematic harm operates behind the scenes and how we fight back. Not with violence, but with truth, clarity, and the courage to speak it out loud. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I am 7 Scales, and I'm telling my story to protect myself and to protect those who never get the chance to speak up. If this resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe. Stay safe, stay aware, and never underestimate the power of your voice. Salute to everyone.